He whispered, "I'm going to die." In a village, he made a pact with something unknown. A woman in white stood at his son's bed. This is how it all started. My best friend begged me for money for 5 years. On the day I finally said no, he made a choice that built 3 mansions and killed him. From outside, it looked like a miracle. The boy who could not pay rent suddenly owned a kingdom in Asaba. People called him blessed. People called him smart. I stood at his gate in my suit, holding my wife's hand, and felt cold inside. Because Ifeanyi's eyes had changed. For 3 years, his wife, Kiyoma, could not get pregnant. We said maybe it was stress, maybe it was God's time. Then one evening, I found him in a dark bedroom holding a positive test, like it was a death letter. He looked at me and said, "Chuka, I'm going to die. Let me tell you why I still blame myself." Ifeanyi and I grew up in Onitsha. Same primary school, same secondary school, same punishments for talking in class. His mother sold food near the market. My father had transport money and useful friends. Still, as boys, none of that mattered. We shared Gary. We fought bullies together. We swore we would make it together. After university, Lagos opened for me. An uncle got me into finance. I wore clean shirts, sat in glass offices, and learned how rich men move money. Ifeanyi stayed back. He failed 3 interviews in 1 month. His rent was due. His mother fell sick. His younger brother needed school fees. Kiyoma, his girlfriend of 4 years, still loved him, but I could hear the pity in her voice when she called him baby. Pity can break a man faster than hunger. At first, he asked with dignity, "Chuka, please lend me 200,000. I will pay back." Then it became hospital bills. Then 500,000 for rent and drugs. Then another small business that died before it started. I helped. I really did. I sent money on Sundays, at night, during meetings. But after 5 years, I had given him almost 8 million naira in small drops. I could not see where it went. My wife said, "Be careful. Love is not an ATM." I hated that she was right. I began to answer his calls with a heavy chest. I began to wonder if he was lying. That thought made me ashamed. Then, on a Tuesday in March, he called again. His voice was shaking but excited. He needed 3 million urgently. A real import deal, he said. Goods were coming through. This one would change everything. I was tired. I had just handled another family demand. I closed my eyes and said, "I cannot keep doing this, brother. I love you, but I cannot keep doing this." The line went silent. He did not insult me. He did not beg. He just ended the call. 3 days later, Ifeanyi disappeared from Onitsha. 2 weeks passed. No calls, no messages. Kiyoma was crying everywhere. Then he returned. Quiet, clean, different. Within 4 months, he started an import business. Within 1 year, he bought a Range Rover. Within 2 years, he built a mansion in Asaba. By the 3rd year, he had 3 houses, political friends, and a wedding so rich that chiefs were dancing like children. I attended. I smiled in pictures, but I watched him. His laugh had no warmth. His eyes passed over people like he was counting debts. At the reception, I pulled him aside and asked, "Brother, how did all this happen?" He smiled and lifted his champagne. "You did not help me when I needed you," he said. "So I found another way. Do not ask me about it." That line ended something between us. I stepped back. I watched from a distance. The strange thing was Kiyoma never became pregnant. 3 years of marriage, nothing. Doctors said both of them were fine. In Onitsha, people whispered. Some said village people. Some said too much enjoyment. My wife told me, leave their marriage alone. So I did, until Kiyoma called me crying. "Please come to Asaba," she said. "Ifeanyi needs you." He is not himself. I drove through the night. His mansion was bright outside but dead inside. The house help opened the door like she was afraid of the walls. I found him in the bedroom. Curtains closed, air cold, beard grown, eyes red. In his hand was a pregnancy test. 2 pink lines. Kioma was 9 weeks pregnant. He whispered, "I am going to die." Then he told me everything. He said after my refusal, shame entered his bones. He took a bus to a village outside Asaba, a place his late grandfather had warned him never to visit. He walked into the forest alone. No phone signal, no road sound, just wet leaves and his own breathing. Near a small fire, he found an old woman in white. Her hair looked wet, though there was no rain. Her name was Ifeanyi. She served a river power the elders feared to name in daylight. She knew his name before he spoke. She knew Kioma's name. She knew I had refused him 3 million. She told him she could give him wealth beyond his mind, money that would not dry, houses, cars, access, the woman he loved. But there was one condition. You may never have a child, she said. The deity does not share what is given. The day a child is born of your blood, your death comes due. He said yes, just like that. One hungry yes. He built everything on that promise. For 3 years, no child came, so he felt safe. Then Kioma showed him the test. He drove back to the village to beg Ifeanyi. On the road, the elders told him she had died 8 months before. The shrine still stood. The river still waited. But nobody alive could untie what had been tied. My son is coming, he said, and my death is coming with him. I slept in that house with my eyes open. In the morning, I drove back to Lagos with no answer, only fear sitting beside me. 2 weeks later, Kioma gave birth early to a healthy boy. They named him Kosi Sochukwu, as God wills. 3 days after the birth, Ifeanyi began to shrink. Doctors found nothing. By month 2, he could not stand. By month 4, he could not speak. He died in that mansion on the evening of his son's first birthday party. No shouting, no drama, just a room full of balloons and a wife covering her mouth. After the burial, the money started to vanish. Accounts froze, deals failed, debts appeared from nowhere. Kioma sold the houses one by one. Within 2 years, she was back in Onitsha, renting a small flat and teaching school children. 6 months ago, Kosi Sochukwu, now 7, woke up screaming. He told his mother a woman stood at the foot of his bed. Wet hair, white cloth. She said, "Your father owes me. One day you will pay." Kioma called me that same night crying, "I have one regret in my life, not the times I helped Ifeanyi, the one time I did not. If I had given him that 3 million in March, maybe he would have built his life slowly. Maybe he would still be alive. Maybe his son would not fear the dark. I do not know what God will judge me for when my time comes, but I know what I will judge myself for.